And welcome in to PressBox Live. I'm Stan the Fan Charles with PressBox and PressBoxOnline.com. With me is the old left-hander who is in the state of Maryland right now,
Yes, he
Ross
is.
Grimsley. And Ross, I see you're trading in your Grimsley jerseys for your son's Gretzky jersey.
Exactly. He's a hockey guy, and he's got the jersey. So I figured I'm doing it from his basement today. We get a chance to come back to Baltimore and for some things we'll talk about maybe a little bit later. But it's good. I figured I'd put it in the background so everybody get a look at it.
All right. Just want to alert you that we got a very familiar face with us, and we're going to be joined by Mike Boddicker in just a second. I just want to read some quick notes about my sponsor that brings us these Zooms every week, and that's the Costas Inn. Everybody in Baltimore knows the Costas Inn is a great place to go for crabs, crab soup, crab cakes, steaks, salads, chicken dishes, whatever it is you want. But during the pandemic, they really stepped up their game because they know a lot of people prefer now to pick their food up curbside, takeout, whatever you want to call it. The Costas Inn is the preeminent place in and around Baltimore, 4100 North Point Boulevard. Check out their menu at costasin.com and give them a call. You can pay for your food with your credit card, and they wrap things up perfectly. You don't come home, get spilled soup on your steak sub or something like that. So I highly recommend the Costas Inn. Now, joining us now is a veteran pitcher in the big leagues for what was it, about 14 years, Mike, overall?
Yeah, about 14 years. And you're killing me with the crab cakes and the crab soup.
We'll have to send some out to you.
Oh, Lord. Hey, every once in a while we'll get somebody ship us in some crab cakes. It's like heaven, man. I miss it so much.
Now, did you first start eating crab when you got to Baltimore?
Yes.
You hadn't eaten it before?
Ever.
Yeah.
I did have some stone crabs down in Miami at Joe's
Stone Crab
when we were training down there. That was the first time I ever had crabs. So,
God, it just reminded me when you mentioned when we were training down there. What a dump that whole
Bobby Maduro Stadium.
Bobby Maduro.
Oh yeah.
God, Ross, did you train there too?
Yes, I did. Oh yeah,
he did. Look at that face. He did.
Really?
Was that place as bad as I remember it in the 80s? Was it as bad as that?
I don't know. Was it the gunshots that kind of threw you off?
That's what got you. The shooting around the stadium.
Yeah. And there was animals running in the outfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it was the big leagues, wasn't it?
You betcha. I was so happy to be there.
Oh man.
Yep.
And where
just take our tetanus shots and go get them.
And where in relationship to actually Bobby Maduro, where was the little field that Earl would go?
Just off the left field side.
Yep.
Yeah, they had just an open area over there, and pitchers would go work over there.
And Earl unfolded some gems of wisdom out there, didn't he?
And Palmer and Shakey's head, and like everybody was there. Well, besides me and a few other younger guys, everybody, they were veterans who all won 20 games,
right?
And Cy Young Award winners, and it was like, come on, we know what we're doing. Just get out of here. We'll get our stuff done.
Hey, Mike, I just wanted to start tonight's show by talking a little bit about, we had our first managerial firing of the year, Joe Girardi in Philadelphia. And it seems like when you get one, everybody that's on the fence says, well, I guess we can do it now because we're not the only one. Were you ever in the midst of that where a team really made a major managerial decision right in the midst?
Yeah, when I was at Kansas City, when I first came here, the first month that I was here, they fired John Wathan.
Okay.
And that was a little strange. I wasn't used to anything like that.
Who'd they bring in? Tony, was it Muser?
No, Hal McRae.
Hal McRae. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just saw him.
I know Hal's had some health issues.
Yes.
And I talked to his son Brian. And he said he's doing better, doing all right. So,
he's on dialysis.
Yeah, I know
3 times a week. And I was at a UPS store, and the guy at UPS who I know said that's Hal McRae's wife. So I went over and I said, "You remember me?" And she looked at me and said, "You look familiar." And I told her who I was. And I mean, that was it. You know, we just, started talking. It was really amazing, but he's a mile away, but he's doing okay. And they told me that his son was still in Kansas
Hell of
City.
a ball player, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was a
I
good
told,
hitter.
talked to Singy about him. Told him I met his wife, saw her today and or the other day. And he said he was one tough guy. He's on first base. He's on first base.
Yeah.
You better get out of the way at second if he's coming in.
Because he'd take you right out in the left
He
field.
would cut you right in two.
Yep.
He was a tough guy.
Times have changed, haven't they?
Oh gosh, can't look at him hard.
Yeah.
Do you guys, I know I'm jumping around, but do you guys do you see any of the Houston Astros baseball games, Mike?
Yeah, I do. I got the package. I watched the O's the other night. Palmer was doing the game, so I was texting him during the game to aggravate him.
Yeah.
So the Houston Astros, I noticed that Kyle Tucker, that son of a gun, has 9 out of 10 steals. How does Kyle Tucker, I mean, he's not slow, but he's not a speedster.
It's not about the speed. It's about reading pitchers. It's about reading pitches, understanding count situations. And I mean, you don't have to be the fastest guy in the world to steal bases.
Right.
You just have to be a smart base runner and understand the game.
He always has an incredibly high percentage of success. And when I say success, it's not like they're nip and tuck plays. It's like he's not even close to being thrown out. It's amazing.
That's just a good ball player.
Yeah, I think a lot of things too now, Stan, is the pitchers don't hold the runners on.
No.
I mean, that's just, it's one of the things that has been just went by the wayside, just like, blocking balls and stuff like that. That's not a big thing.
Well, it's a combination of the fact that they're not holding the runners, and the runners know that the catchers aren't situated on the one knee. They're not in a great position to get up and throw.
Right.
Hey, Mike, so the point I was getting at with the managers right now, and I apologize, my phone's ringing, was Kansas City right now. You guys are like 20 games under 500.
Yeah.
Got to be an amazingly disappointing season. I know Dayton Moore is kind of a slow mover, very, he's not one to jump on things. Do you think Matheny is beginning to be under some hot water there?
I do talk radio here in town.
Yeah.
And that's been talked about quite a bit. And they fired their hitting coach.
Right.
And brought somebody else in. And they're really pushing. There was a lot more talk about Cal Eldred, our pitching coach, being fired.
Right.
And him and Matheny are kind of joined at the hip from their time in St. Louis. They're good friends. So I don't know how that's going to work. But because this was a team that wasn't supposed to do, they were looking to hopefully get around 500.
Yeah. And
that was the kind of team. They got a lot of young kids, and they're doing real well. It's just like every other team. Pitching stinks. Nobody can, I even texted Cakes the other night because I sat there and watched all the walks. I said, "You think I could make a comeback and walk a few people?" Because you want to speed up. Everybody wants to speed up the game. Well, get the pitchers to throw strikes. How tough is that? You get the veteran guys who actually throw strikes, and the games are 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's all it is. If you throw strikes, the games are going to be quicker. But I mean, you look at the box scores. Every team's got 8-9 walks.
Yeah.
A game. I mean, come on, you can't do that. You can't
put
that
in a ton of strikeouts. And a ton of strikeouts too.
Yeah. That's all it is. Strikeouts, walks, and everybody's trying to hit a home run.
So would I be correct before I turn you over to Ross for a couple of questions? It's saying that Mike Matheny probably has about a 3-4 week window where he's got to give them.
Stan, I don't know. I really don't, because our new owner, great guy. I'm hoping the best. I hope we can play well and he does well here. I just don't know. They're not real quick generally to fire people here. This isn't like Boston, New York, or play Philly or places like
Philly,
that.
Right.
They're a little bit more lenient here, and there's not a lot of press pressure and stuff like that. But the people aren't going out to the games and as much. And there's a lot of grumbling going on with fans, which generally doesn't happen here.
Right.
So, And we've got some minor league kids just tearing it up down there. Vinny Pasquantino's just killing it down there. First baseman, hitting a lot of home runs, hitting 300, a lot of RBIs. And they're not making the move to get him up here. And everybody wants to see the kid.
Is that the kid Prado?
No, Nick Prado's the other one. We've got young hitters ready to come up. And we drafted all these college pitchers a couple of years. And I get in trouble for saying this. So even since I've been here as a player, we do not develop pitching. Our pitchers, they never develop anybody.
Yeah.
We've had two guys, Apier and we just got him back, our Cy Young Award winner.
Zach Greinke.
Yep. And those are the only two guys that's done anything out of all the years I've been here. I mean, somebody's going to eventually, even if there's no development. But we had 4 or 5 college pitchers that they drafted high, and they're not getting anything out of them. Nothing. I thought they were better in college than they are now.
Well, I know Ross is a good friend of, and all of a sudden I'm forgetting your friend with the Giants that we've had on.
Shane
Turner. He's good friends with Shane Turner.
Giants develop people.
They picked up my guy, Jacob Junis, and he's doing better with them.
No, he's doing great with them. He won again the other night, only gave up 1 run.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something about smart baseball people that,
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ross. I know you got
Hey, Bud, I want to real quick. I want to talk about your foundation. I know, I know you had the raffle last year, the bourbon raffle, and I know I got in on the end of it this year. I didn't know when he was going to have it. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell us about it, what it's about, and about your bourbon.
Well, I'm starting to like bourbon.
I guess
my boys drank it. You know, this happened 3 years ago, Ross. For Christmas, my boy says, my family, the kids said, you know what? This is your Christmas present. We're starting a foundation, and we know you have a weak spot in your heart for kids, sick kids. So we're going to do this foundation, and anything we raise is going. We have a hospital here, Children's Mercy Hospital, and they do a lot of work with cancer kids and stuff like that. And we're going to raise money for this hospital. And I said, great. So, and last year when we had the bourbon raffle, they wanted to do a bourbon raffle. My boy said, this will work. Right. Okay, whatever you want to do. And we raised $81,000 last year in that bourbon raffle. And every penny goes to the hospital.
Right.
Even if I buy the bourbon, the money's going to the hospital. So
it ain't cheap bourbon either.
We thought it was a perfect storm last year because we made so much. We were looking to make 20,000. And but with the pandemic and the stimulus checks and all the other stuff, we thought, that was a perfect storm to raise the money. And so this year we weren't planning on raising anywhere near that. And we got down to the last week, and the power of radio is unbelievable. I went on like 3 or 4 times. We made $86,000.
Wow, you bested last year.
Yeah, better than last year, which was amazing because, with gas prices, food prices, and everything going on in this world right now, people got to watch their money.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't throw your money around. But, our tickets are $5 a pop. And we had a couple winners this year, put in $5, $10, which is cool. And we have high-end bourbon, Pappy.
No, I know. Yeah.
And we really all the other, Blanton's and the whole 9 yards. So it's pretty good. And I'm really starting to like it a lot, which is probably not good.
Yeah. Well, I know I wanted to, Singy just did the cool kids thing here.
Isn't it great?
It was so special. Some of the kids got up and spoke. That was really, really touching, what they go through and what it means to them to have you guys and people like you, Kenny, go and do things for these kids and their families. Money goes right to them to help them out in several different venues, their parents.
Ours goes to the families to take care of their lodging, food, rent, any bills they might have, or whatever might come up,
Right.
all that goes there. So,
Well, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for that. And I wanted to bring it up so, so the people would know and,
thank you.
Tell me,
and pass it around.
tell me, Mike, how does it work? You buy tickets and you're buying tickets to win. Obviously, how many bottles total do you give
We'll
away?
have maybe 40, 45 really good bottles.
Okay.
And that's it. And it's $5 a pop. The problem is we can't ship it.
Right.
So it's basically, if you come pick it up, great.
Yeah.
If you know somebody in town that'll hold it for you, great. But we don't have the power to ship it. It's got to be out of a liquor store or someplace like that. So
Ross probably knows somebody in Kansas City that would hold it.
I would hold it for
But he
Ross.
drank.
Oh, until we get there. You got that right.
Him and Bert will come out and see
But
us.
the problem is we come out there and we drink it all.
I'll help you.
I know.
Hey, getting back to the Royals for a minute. I know you were probably pretty excited when it looked like it was going to be a really feel-good story of Zach Greinke coming home for one last ride and helping the team get back to relevance, contention. What do you think's happened to him this year? Has he been sort of
He's
injured?
old.
He's old. So has he been, I know.
He's been all right. They weren't expecting any more than they're getting out of Zach.
Right.
Which is great, and he's been, trying to help some young pitchers out, which is good. Teach them how to pitch.
Yeah.
That's, we've had a couple kids kind of latch on to him and they're not doing too bad. So
is Singer one of those? Brady
Singer got sent down to learn a changeup.
Okay.
He fought the changeup. He fought the changeup, and they sent him back down. So
Yeah.
you got to have more than 2 pitches. You're going to start here. And he started throwing it better, and he had a couple good games. And guess what? The league makes an adjustment, just like
Wow.
adjusting and adjusting back, and you adjust, they adjust. You have to figure it out. And I don't know if kids are smart enough anymore to do that. They're all robots.
Right. I noticed
they
that
got
more.
They got the button on the catcher's knee, and they never shake their head ever. As soon as
You notice that more now, I think, than ever before, and especially with the Orioles. Zimmerman, he's a pretty good pitcher, but I think these guys don't make changes as the season progresses or the next time around facing a team a third or fourth time or even a second or third time. They don't make changes, and I don't know if they know how to do it, or if they're being told how to do it, which I don't know.
Small, Ross, people have been telling them exactly what to do. They never learn how to fail. They never learn how to make adjustments, and they are fed with so much information. I think their heads are ready to explode.
Right.
If you look at them, anytime anybody goes into a dugout, they're on a tablet, staring at a tablet. I mean, watch the ball game. It'll tell you what's going on.
Exactly.
You don't need a tablet.
No.
That's a good way to put it. I've never heard it quite put that way.
It's so simple. It's so simple, Stan. I mean, the game tells you what to do in a lot of cases. And there's some things that are, kind of 50-50, but basically the game will tell you what to throw, when to throw it, what to do in this situation. The situation in the game and score and outs tell you what to do. But if you don't have that, you never learned it or you never did it, you're not going to know it. And I think you're seeing some of this now, especially with the Orioles in their pitching, not making adjustments and changes as they go the second, third time around facing the team. So I think that's a lot to be said. One of the other things, I talked to Bumgarner, and I think I mentioned this to you before, Stan. Ask him, does any players, pitchers come to you and ask for any information? He goes, no. None of the pitchers on his team come to him. I'm going, he goes, I think they might be afraid of me. I'm going,
well, I'd be afraid of Bumgarner too.
I know. But he's a big puppy dog. I want to tell you. Yeah,
I love watching.
He's a smart guy.
He stuck it to the Royals during the World Series. Woo! Man, was he good.
but he's a guy that, he was smart before his time. He's an old school type guy, but he makes adjustments, knew what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And you just don't see that now. And no. I don't think guys understand or even know how to do it.
I always wonder, how many meetings did we have? Team meetings?
Oh God, usually before a series. And then the starting pitcher would have go over the hitters before the game with the catcher usually.
I don't remember meetings. Here's what I remember when I started all the way through the World Series in '83. I would come in, you guys would all go out for batting practice and stuff like that. I'd be in my shorts, t-shirt, flip-flops. I'd go to the back room and I would play Missile Command until Jimmy Tyler brought my hat back to me. He says, "Time." Everybody says, no. "Weren't you studying hitters? Weren't you?" I said, "No, I wasn't studying hitters.
I've already done that."
I just, they have meetings. They'll play Cleveland, a 3-game series, and then Cleveland turns around and comes in and plays them at home, and they have to have meetings. I'm saying, just saw them. Why do you need to go over these hitters? You just saw them 3 games. Who's hot? Who's not? You don't pitch the hot guys. You go after the guys who aren't.
Yeah, right.
How tough is that?
No, you're right. You're right.
You break it down to make too much sense. Hey, young hitters. We've got our catcher finally came up, Adley Rutschman, who was the number 1 pick back in 19. Your guy, the third baseman, Bobby Witt, now a third baseman for now, is up. Our catchers, not surprisingly to me, is having some adjustment issues hitting major league pitching. He's not. Bobby Witt struggled for a while. It looks like he's
still learning. That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
He's 22 years old, Stan. And no matter what they say, there's a big difference between the minor leagues and the big leagues. The game gets faster. It gets smarter. There's a lot more people eyeballing you.
Yep.
It takes a while. I'm not worried about the kids. If you leave them alone and let them play, they'll be damn good. Yeah. Real good.
Now, have either of you seen much of the Seattle outfielder who started off worse than Bobby Witt did? I mean, Julio Rodriguez was really struggling. He's got his batting average up to about 275 now, starting to hit some home runs, and amazingly stole 16 bases already. Have you seen much of him?
No, I've only seen him playing 1 game, and he didn't have a very good game. It was early.
Yeah, he's coming on. But those are the 3 top guys in the American League right now, along with those couple prospects. You've got Melendez, the catcher, and Prado.
Melendez can play, but he just needs to be behind the plate, and he's not going to get there too often with Salvador. So
Salvador, is he one of the more amazing guys that you've seen for his durability and
Salvador? Yeah. And he's a big man. He's a big man for a catcher. And you were talking about guys throwing from the knee. Don't run on Salvador when he's got a knee down, because he'll throw you out. He's got a cannon. Yeah, he's amazing. They never thought he was ever going to hit. They just
I don't remember him being thought of like this.
What got him here? And now he does some damage with the bat.
Ross?
Yeah, I just spent the 3 days here with the cool kids. Joe West, who just retired. Oh yeah, this guy is
cowboy.
Oh yes, he is a hoot. We spent a lot of time together talking about stuff, and obviously, one of the things when we started talking about Freeman, he was. I almost fell off my chair when I brought it up because I saw his face turn another color. He goes, "Are you serious? Are you kidding me?" He goes, "These guys are getting balls and they're yanking it 6 inches to a foot."
Yeah, exactly.
He goes, I go, "Joe, back at, I know years and years ago, the umpire would tell the catcher, no, what are you doing? Don't do that. You'll never get." He says, excuse me, they take away more strikes than they get.
Yes, they do. That's true. They try to yank the balls in for strikes, and then they'll carry the strikes out of the zone for a ball.
Right. It's priceless. but like I said, we spent a lot. Stanhouse was here, so we spent a lot of time
Drinking again.
That too. But we had Joe
If
West going.
Stanhouse was there with you, there was a lot of time drinking. Yes.
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 And we got Joe West involved too. So he is a hoot, a great.
Did he sing for you?
Yes, he did.
I figured he would.
Several songs. Several. That's one of the things that we were really amazed at. But here's a guy that umped for 43 years.
And he was a red ass too.
Stan, he said he'd like to be on our show because he does a podcast as well.
Right.
But this guy I never knew.
He's a character.
Oh, yes. He is.
Wasn't a very good umpire though.
Oh,
no, not
There's
that
a
I
lot of
recall.
them back when we played that weren't good umpires, but they were good people, and they would tell you, "Hey, I'm having a bad day."
Right, right.
That's okay. We all have bad days.
Yeah.
Mike Boddicker is our guest. Mike, I know we've done this probably. You've been on with us 3 times or 4 times over the last couple of years. So pardon me if we've discussed this. I always maintain that if I were a pitcher, that the one thing I'd want to know is that what's a strike on Monday is going to be a strike on Thursday, is going to be a strike on Sunday, and what's not going to be a strike is going to be consistent. But yet when I talk to pitchers, not too many of them think that the electronic umpire is the way to go to bring that consistency to the strike zone. How do you feel about that?
If they bring an electronic strike zone in and get rid of the umpires, I'm done with baseball. I'll never watch another game.
Well, I'm not saying they should get rid of the umpire. You're going to have a home plate.
Call.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You don't like it.
Here's the deal, Stan. Are you perfect?
No.
Scuzz, I know you're not.
No.
No. So here's the deal. We are human beings. Umpires are human beings. It's a human game. If you take the human aspect out of the game, you got a video game. I don't want to sit and watch video games. I miss the managers arguing. I miss all that. I miss them getting thrown out of games. And I think I've told you this before, to manage now, all you have to do is be able to hold up one finger. 1 second, I'm checking the replay, or I want the relief pitcher. That's all you have to do, because most of the stuff's coming from upstairs. Who you play, what you call, everything is on computers. And
so as a pitcher though, you like the fact that Joe West strike zone.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Monday, you didn't care.
I didn't care. I knew who the good umpires were. I knew who the bad umpires were, and you would massage the bad umpires to help you get calls.
But you knew the umpires. You knew the umpires.
That's a good way to argue.
You knew who the umpires were. You sit there and go, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's your zone like today? Is it a wide one or a narrow one? I just need to know where I got to go." And they'd laugh,
Oh yeah.
And most of the time it was cool. Yeah. Hey, they missed some pitches. Okay. Pitchers screw up.
And are you saying
screw up? Hitters screw up. Base runners screw up. Fielders screw up. That's the game. That's part of it.
Are you saying that Joe West, you would be able to figure out from start to start? I got West today. I got to throw over here a little bit more.
Most of the guys, a lot of guys had high strike zones. Some guys were a ball off the plate, low. You knew who they were. You didn't have to worry about it.
Again, if you were able to throw,
you're worried about yourself.
Yeah. If you were able to throw a ball in a certain spot, and consistently, that spot would get a little bit wider, a little bit wider.
Start giving it to you. If you proved that you hit that spot,
you would earn part of the plate that you wanted.
That's exactly
right. And the umpire would do that. And I mean, there's a lot to pitching and hitting that just, it's hard to explain, but it's part of the game. The umpires are part of it. And
exactly.
Well, I'm always amazed because whenever I talk to pitchers, I think the only one that agrees with me is Dave Johnson. Is the only one that agrees with me. But I've asked, everybody likes the human element.
Yeah. I don't think baseball should be perfect. Every call doesn't have to be right.
Okay.
I'll give you one example. I was pitching against the Red Sox. I hang a slider to Dwight Evans. He hits a ball in Fenway, and it ricochets off the foul pole and goes into the stands. I know it's a home run. Everybody in the stands knows it's a home run. He calls it foul, right? And Dewey walks down the line, picks up his bat, gets up and hits a double.
Right.
Right? Because I'm sitting there going, oh, hell, he deserves at least a double now.
Right.
So when I get traded over to the Red Sox, I went up and asked him. I said, Dewey, do you remember that? He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, he didn't mean anything by it. He's just a bad umpire.
Right.
That's the old, that was how everybody reacted.
Yeah.
That's
an interesting, I haven't heard that answer before. Hey, Mike, what teams have impressed you so far this year before we get you out of here?
The Yankees are tough.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are tough, obviously. I really like the Giants too. I like the Giants. There's something about them that.
Yeah.
You didn't mention the Mets.
Good,
you didn't mention the Mets.
The Mets always fall apart at the end.
Well, they got two things going for them. They've got Buck Showalter going for them.
Yeah.
And they've got the clock is ticking on getting back DeGrom and Scherzer. I mean, Buck Showalter, and he's got an
They
owner,
have the people. They have a ton of talent.
And he's got the owner that will fork over he's the wealthiest owner in the sport. So I think they're very, very good.
They're good. I really wouldn't want to face the Yankees though. Those guys are they can be nasty.
And they're on fire now too.
Ross, you got one more for Mike, and then we'll let him get out of here.
Yeah, no. I know you probably watched some of the Oriole games,
Yep.
Mike, haven't you?
Yep.
They had the 5-year plan or whatever, and now it's 6 and 7, whatever. How far away do you think they are to putting together a competitive team to challenge anybody in the AL East?
The AL East is strong, man. Yep. Toronto's strong.
And getting stronger.
And getting stronger. Yeah, that's a tough division.
Yeah.
The best thing for Baltimore to do is jump over and get in the AL Central.
I'd like that.
We're not very strong. We are not very strong. I mean, the Twins, they're kicking butt, and I'm going, they're not that good.
Right, right.
You're going, oof. Yeah. No. You have in order to compete, you have to have the pitching. So it's all going to boil down to the pitching.
And Mike, you're a student
of the young Oriole arms can do it.
You're a student of the game, and you played in the main body of your career. You pitched against Tony La Russa teams before.
Yes.
Is this the same guy?
Nope.
Managing? He's very different now.
I got in trouble for this, but I said I wonder how much Adderall they got pumped into the guy. Because man, Tony's getting old, man.
Yeah.
Said, you remember what Flanny said a long time ago? Al Widmar was the pitching coach, and Al would take like 15 minutes to stumble out to the mound. And Flanny would say, hey, could somebody send out a tube of Red Hot? Because by the time he gets out here, I'm stiffening up pretty bad. That's what when Tony goes out to the mound, it's like, oh, come on, Tony, get out there. Come on. So
strange decision over there.
Yeah,
hey, we really appreciate your coming on whenever we call and ask. We try not to make it too often. We'll get you on before your auction next year. Maybe we can get some Baltimore people to be bidding on that bourbon.
We'll want to come out and pick it up,
Yeah. And we'll tell them that Mike Boddicker will hold it for you for a while.
I will hold it for him. I'll even meet him at a local restaurant where we distribute it if they want to come out.
All right.
And I'm there dishing it out whenever somebody shows up.
Hey,
Perfect.
It's great to see you again, Mike Boddicker. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I'm getting every time you see me, I'm getting older, balder, and more decrepit.
You look better than ever. You look better than ever.
I know how you feel, buddy.
He's Mike
We're
Boddicker.
Younger, Ross.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Tell Lisa, hey.
Will do. You too.
Bird says her best as well.
Take care, Mike.
All right,
Mike Boddicker. And before we check out, we're going to mention the Costas Inn again. The Costas Inn, 4100 North Point Boulevard. everybody in Baltimore knows the Costas Inn is the place to go for Mike Boddicker's favorite crab cakes, crab soup, steamed crabs, steaks. But during the pandemic, they really stepped up their game in offering curbside takeout, a takeout menu for their customers. 4100 North Point Boulevard is the address. 410-477-1975 is the phone number. Call up the Costas Inn. Again, the website is costasinn.com. For Mike Boddicker, Ross Grimsley, I'm Stan the Fan. We'll remind you, Ross and I will be on next Monday. I don't know if you got my message. We're going to have the former head director of the Hall of Fame, Jeff Idelson. He and another woman who's a photographer have teamed up to write a coffee table book on baseball and Route 66. I guess sort of a compendium of minor league baseball. So we're going to talk to them next Monday. Mike Boddicker, many thanks again for joining us.
My pleasure. Anytime, Stan.
All right. And
Thanks,
last thing on ESPNU, in 25 minutes, the University of Maryland is going to be playing they have to beat Connecticut for the second straight day to get into the super regional that would put them one step closer to making the Baseball World Series, something I can't even remember whether it's ever happened or not. University of Maryland at the highest levels of college baseball. It's enough to get Ben McDonald excited. All right, guys. See you soon.
All right,
Bye.
Stan.
Bye.
Thanks, Bob.